The following presentation is rated PG and may contain coarse language and mature themes. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey guys, I'm your host Jess, and today we explore the evolution and tradition behind Montreal's inked history. So this is what you missed.
You work the 9 to 5, we put down when it's all our life. Is it what I far? We put going through the back door. Looking into the fire.
Believe it or not, there was only one tattoo shop in all of Montreal in the early 1960s, which is pretty hard to believe considering that there are nearly as many tattoo parlors as there are coffee shops these days. It's gone mainstream, but we've been tattooing our bodies for thousands of years. I mean, really, predating back to 2000 BC. Back then, it was seen as a form of healing or punishment, status or success. Some tribes even believed that such markings possessed mystical powers and encouraged a path of spiritual awakening. And unlike many trades back then, this wasn't only socially acceptable for women to practice, but it was a métier that women thrived in, especially in the contemporary feminist era. Hey guys, I'm here with Gabby, owner of Twin Peonies here in Old Port. Hey Gabby, what's up?
Hey.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
And what kind of stuff can you do with cosmetic tattooing? What kind of procedures can you do?
You can do a lot of stuff. I personally specialize in two things. You can tattoo your eyeliner, you can tattoo your eyebrows, you can tattoo freckles, your lips.
Freckles? Oh my God. Tattoos can be very therapeutic as well. It's actually quite common for tattoos to be used as ritualistic symbolism for people to help people heal, to pass turning stones in their lives. And so how can cosmetic tattooing help with that?
There's a lot of reasons, as you age, your whole face kind of transforms. One of the common things is hair loss, and people maybe have not noticed that so much in the past, but now they're noticing, hey, I used to have really full eyebrows and now they're gone. Then there's also obviously people who go through cancer with chemotherapy and everything. Losing their hair is a very traumatic experience. So when they go through that and then I'm able to give them back a portion of their old self, it's really cool to see it because, they kind of are like, hey, I got this.
I think that is really cool. Do you ever get returning clients? People who are like, thank you so much for what you've done, you've got a lifetime customer.
I mean, since what I do is semi-permanent, they do have to kind of follow up and see me.
That's the catch.
So I guess in July, I had done a kind of a charity kind of event thing where I had people who had gone through chemotherapy, cancer patients who had written to me and told me why they thought they were beautiful or what their definition of beauty is. One of the ones that had stood out to me was a mother who she had gone through chemo, obviously had cancer. Her whole thing was, the inside beauty and how she never she never gave up, and she just wanted, to feel like she felt before it.
Women want to feel as strong and as pretty as they feel on the outside as they do on the inside. And so I think that that's definitely a huge value that you can bring to most of your clients is that most of them feel like badass bitches or girl bosses, you know, it's crazy what life can bring you, and you want that to reflect to people who see you on the outside. And so I definitely relate with that story as well. All right, Gab, thank you so much. I know you've opened my mind to cosmetic tattooing. I never thought I would ever in my life consider to, you know, fix up these eyebrows, because I am getting tired of using an eyebrow pencil every day. And yes, girls do that every day. But thank you so much.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
Yeah, it was a pleasure for me too. Thank you. We're living in a time now where women's rights and equality are up on the forefront, and Gab is a perfect example of how women don't need a Prince Charming anymore. So I'm excited because now we're gonna go meet a friend of mine, Chris, who has an exciting and yet pretty ominous story of how he got into the business. Hey guys, I'm here with my buddy Chris Allen, AKA Inkproof. He's recent to Montreal, actually, been here for about 4 years. He's a huge hip hop fan. Some of you might know him from Miami Ink. Others might just know him as your friendly neighborhood artist. So Chris, without further ado, thanks for having me.
Merci.
Yeah.
You just got to Montreal 4 years ago.
I did.
Along with your travels and your traits, you've met a lot of interesting people.
I have.
And so tell me about some of those people.
Which I'm very grateful for. Starting around 2002, my boy Jason So Supreme basically got me on the live painting at a place called First Avenue in Minneapolis. You might be familiar with a little artist named Prince. That is his club. That's Purple Rain. Like it was filmed at First Ave, yeah. But so it turned into this thing, and it turned into, like, you know, shows I would get. And then one of the biggest I got was Grandmaster Flash. And that for me was like, come on. He had an album called The Bridge. He was working on the album and mixing it in his home studio, and basically I was gonna do the cover, all my work's by hand, so I was gonna do the cover by hand. And for me, I was pinching myself, like I was like, what the hell is going on? Like, what? Like, I'm in, what? Like, I'm in his studio right now?
Do you mostly get clients for tattoos, or do you find yourself drawing on canvases for people?
Both, actually, but mainly tattoos. I get to meet people that, it starts out as a tattoo, and everything I do is custom, so I do all drawings from scratch. Before you try to distort an image, and sorry, this is like really tattoo technical talk,
get
but
into it.
before you distort an image or try to make something your own, make sure you can do it the real way first. You don't reinvent the wheel. Like, make sure you know what you're doing first. Same with portraits.
That brings me to my next question. Do you think the tattoo industry has evolved or changed? These days, there are more and more tattoo artists. There's a tattoo
tons.
parlor on almost every corner.
Every block?
Yeah, there's like, you can go out and get a Starbucks and then be like, hey, want to go get a tattoo across the street? There's some people, especially people who have been in the industry for a while, who have worked their butts off for this. And there are people these days who are cutting corners.
For sure.
Not that...
Oh, you're gonna get me in trouble here.
Not that they're cheating, no.
No, I know what you're saying, though.
For myself, too, do you think that that's necessarily a wrong thing to do, or these people, do you feel cheated?
Look, I think, and honestly, this is me speaking for me. I don't care what field you're in. If you want a lot, you better put in the work, you know? And I've always been a fighter my whole life, you know? In some cases, I had to get through stuff that I didn't want to fight through, but I had to. And like we all have, right? You know, if you have a talent and not on an ego level, I think a lot of people mistake ego for confidence, you know? Because you can be confident in what you do, know you're not the best, and you can kill it in your own way. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be like this person or this, like, just do you and it'll work. But eventually, you know, and that stands for lots of people in music, in hip hop, DJs, MCs, big name artists. I mean, they didn't get there in a week, you know? Some did, and then most of those people, their careers didn't last that long.
All right, Chris, well, thanks for the insight. Before we leave, tell the people what's going on, what's coming up next with you.
I just got new merch that just dropped with my new hoodies, beanies,
Yeah, I
stuff like
saw those, really nice.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll give you one before you take off. Honestly, just tattooing my face off. I'm looking forward to this coming year for a couple big projects. I have 2 murals, one in Washington, D.C. I got to get started on, and then one here. And I'm just gonna keep working my butt off and tattooing and try to keep my lady and my son happy at the same time, and maybe do a little convention something at the end of the year. We'll see.
Sounds good. Sounds like you're gonna have a busy spring and summer coming up.
That's the plan.
Chris, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I actually just thought about this morning, which is pretty crazy because in this episode, I seem to be over-glorifying tattoos, right? And so if there are any kids watching this, or anyone really, and I need to take my own advice when I say this, is that think before you do, because it is a lifetime commitment. So think about it. Hey guys, I'm here with Tyler, owner of Deathless Tattoo here in Chateauguay. Hey Tyler, what's up?
Good morning, beautiful.
Good morning. Tell me about the shop. When I walked in, you spared no attention to detail. There's stuff everywhere, and it's immaculately clean, too.
Yes, I'm a hoarder. I already had most of it at my house. It took me about 2 months to build everything because, like, a lot of shops you go in, it's just a room and they'll have, you know, cool things on the wall. I actually built the walls, and it kind of gave it like a next level to decorating a place, I guess.
So people seem to be cutting a lot of corners in this industry, and I want to take a look around your shop. So let's do that.
All right. This here is actually a tabarnak.
Do you know what it's actually used for in the religious sense?
Well, they would put like the chalice, which is the calice, and the hostie, which is the hostie tabarnak. Here, this is Melina's. She's a little strange. We got a snake here. She really likes cats.
I can't. I'd rather not hold that.
Yeah, okay.
Is this an eyeball?
No, those are testicles.
Oh, oh my God. Okay, I'm ready. Give it to me. What is it?
You'll see here. Human finger.
Ah!
Now, this guy just came in one day. He actually, I don't know, he just came out of jail, and he brought...
Okay, is this a joke or is this a story?
No, this is real. He came in, and he was getting tattooed by Melina, and he brought her this, like, cheesecake that he made. So we're sitting there eating this cheesecake, and he goes, I also brought you this. And he goes, my friend cut his finger off. He handed it to her. And as we're eating this cheesecake, and we're like, no. Basically, everything you see is a bunch of things that I put together. You know, these were columns from a church. This was from a mirror. That was from an organ. I just kind of put it all together. Like, this is a hyena. I'm actually a vegetarian, and I would never kill animals. The thing is about it, like, I can either put it on my wall or throw it in the garbage, so I chose to put it on my wall. I wouldn't buy, you know, like, let's say a Canada Goose, that where you buy one and they, you know, they make another one.
Yeah.
This stuff, I mean, you look at the dates on here, 1967. You know, I found that at a flea market.
Yeah.
But this is kind of the things that I make, and basically it's to put your arm on to get tattooed. And here, this station here is Ariel's. This actually is a machine rack that her dad built for her. It's pretty
really
crazy.
nice.
It's all carved out of wood, and there's like a dragon and a horse here.
All right, Tyler, thank you so much for showing me around your shop. It's really hauntingly beautiful. I love it.
So are you.
Oh, God. Thank you so much. Okay, let's go. I have nothing against taxidermy or dead animals when it's used in a sense for great art, but I don't think I've been in a building with that much death and destruction in it. But it was really a great tattoo parlor, and Tyler was a fantastic guest. He was such a sweetheart. He took me by surprise. So next up, we are going to DFA Tattoos, downtown Montreal. Hey guys, it's Friday the 13th and it's Flash Day here at DFA Tattoos, and I'm here with my handsome buddy, Corey. artist here at the shop. Hey, Corey, what's up?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Excellent.
What does DFA stand for, Corey?
DFA stands for Don't Fuck Around. We do always fuck around, actually, but when it comes to tattoos, we take it very seriously, and collectively we have many years of experience, so when it comes to the actual tattoos, we are very serious. However, customers do enjoy the hustle and bustle and the way we interact, so we're very childish, I guess you would say.
I've known that you've done dot work for a while. You've showed me some portraits, one of them being Hannibal Lecter. So I've known that you've done this for a while, but your dot work landscape, I don't know, what would you call that? What is like the term? I've been saying dot work
It is just dot work. There's no term in particular. It was kind of just something that happened naturally. I love to do dot work in school and portraits, and I thought initially that portraits were what I wanted to do, but slowly it evolved into something more, and geometry, geometric shapes and patterns always interest me in tattoos, so having the diamond and the landscape within the diamond was kind of the best of both worlds, and I still love doing portraits, but the diamond dot works are kind of my thing now and my signature, and I'm kind of going with it. I've been doing this for years now, and it's working for me, so I'm just running with it.
All right, guys, so Corey drew a special stencil for me today. It actually resembles my childhood home very much, and so I'm really excited for it because it's really special to me. Okay, so Corey, take me through the process,
All right,
man.
so it's time to apply the stencil. In doing so, we always ask the customer to relax whatever body part is, stand straight. So today we're going to be applying the stencil to your forearm. So I've drawn lines in advance so that the stencil can be centered on your forearm in a relaxed position.
Do-do-do-do-do-do. Beautiful.
All right, you ready?
Christ.
Let's do this.
Okay. Feels like butterfly kisses. If butterfly kisses felt like
Burning needles?
bee stings. Tattooing's been around for a long time. I mean, like a really long time. We've been marking our bodies with permanent ink, predating back to like 2000 BC. So I'm wondering, have some traditions stayed the same?
Yeah, to me the most impressive, I guess, evolution or changes to the industry have been in the equipment and stuff. Pigments and machines have really come a long way. For example, I'm using a rotary machine right now. This is a motor that basically spins the needle up and down, creating a better, cleaner stroke, and it's better on my hand after all these years.
Tell me some of the misconceptions of being a tattoo artist. I'm sure you get a lot of stereotypes.
However, one of the stereotypes I would say is, you hear of this hourly rate when you're getting tattooed, and people think that this is, it is a substantial amount. But there's tons of work that go into it after hours, and you're bringing work home with you, so it's you're professional, but you still have homework. So there's a lot of work that goes into this. However, social media is a monster, and nowadays catapults people to this level a lot quicker than when I started tattooing.
My hands are so cold right now. I feel like they're detached from my body. I'm my father's worst nightmare.
Parents love tattoos.
He's like, I gave her that money for therapy. Do you find today that there are so many clients that come in completely ignorant to the process?
There are definitely those people that take the time to educate. I'm having more and more people come from outside Montreal to get tattooed by me, so that just goes to show that they're willing to travel for the art that they see. But there are those others that come in and It's a big part to prepare yourself mentally when you come to get tattooed, because the pain or what have you, this is real.
Yeah. Give me an example of a shitty client. Sorry, tell me of an experience where you were like, Jesus.
If you're moving and you're just not allowing me to do my job, at the end of the day, that's the biggest one for me. So as far on a personal level, not everyone sees eye to eye, and you can't always necessarily vibe on a personal level. And you don't always know this until you're maybe in the middle of your tattoo. There have been a few times where things got heated. I no longer have those customers. But however, I did give them the tattoo that they wanted, and I was proud of the tattoo. And at the end of the day, if you butt heads, and it's just better for both parties to maybe find a different artist and a different client.
3.5 hours. I can't feel my hands, and I'm sweating from every surface on my body. Corey, where do you think we're at in the process there, bud?
I would say we are just about done.
Oh my God. Okay, Corey.
So it's done and done.
Yeah, it's done, man. It's hard to stay focused right now. I'm like a little shaky. I need some booze and some food in me immediately, but I can't express enough how much this means to me. I know
Happy to do it.
Can't shake hands right now,
No,
but
let's do that. There
yeah.
you go.
All right, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
I'll see you again soon. Thank you. Well, this wraps up my time for this week's episode, and I hope I gave you guys a sweet glimpse into the Montreal tattoo scene and some of its most talented underdogs. It's time for me to head home and get myself a whiskey, because that was a brutal session. But it was worth it because it's so beautiful, and I hope you guys think so too. You guys know the drill. I'm your host, Jess Abram, and you can catch me on Fibe TV1, Facebook, and YouTube. So I'll see you guys next time.
Stop right